Let's start this session with a very important question. What is classification? Here, according to dictionary, classification is an action or process of classifying something according to shared qualities or characteristics. But why is it important? The first thing that we all learned in school was classifying. In a math class, we learned how to classify different shapes into different groups. If a shape has 4 right angle and 4 straight line, then we can call it a square. Basically, we are learning how to classify different things. In science, we also learned how to classify different plants, animals, and we gave them a name. This is also very important science for machine learning as well. A manager who wants to decide about some particular situation, he will compare the existing situation with one of the sets that he has in his mind. Finally, he will make a decision. Let's take a look at this example. Each of these orange circles, they are representing a patient. Let's say they are the result of tests of some patients, and a doctor wants to decide if they are diabetic or not. What the doctor is eventually doing is asking them some question, maybe conducting some tests and gathering some data. And then he or she will compare this set of data to one of the sets and groups that he has in his mind. And then he can make some decision. He can say, for example, this patient is a diabetic person and this person is a very healthy person and he doesn't have any problem. But sometimes there are situations that these two patients, they have all similar symptoms, but only different is in one sign or one symptom. A doctor who can compare them and who can make a better decision is an experienced doctor. That's why we're usually looking for finding a very expert doctor in a critical situations, because they have some experience. But what are these experience? It means they saw more samples, have more patients, and they have a better data set on their mind. Suppose these are the patients with diabetic or high blood pressure, and these are the healthy patients. Doctor can separate these two set of the patients, and later on maybe they can group them and prescribe a specific treatment plan for this set, and for another set here prescribe another medicine or treatment plans. A doctor is classifying patients into different groups, and they are very healthy patients. But let's take a look at mathematics here. If I call this one x and here y, we can see that this is a line with a mathematical function. This is ax plus by plus c equals to 0. We can say that here these patients, if ax plus by plus c is greater than 0, then these patients are diagnosed with diabetic. And if these patients, if the ax plus by plus c, suppose these are the information for this patient, is less than 0, then this patient is healthy. We already drove a mathematical model for our patients. What is the doctor doing actually? First thing is classification. Next thing that he or she does is recognition and identification. They will do this recognition and identification based on the results of their test. And finally, they will do some assessment. And they also have forecasting and prediction. By looking at the test result of this patient, they can easily say there are some items in your test result. If you continue eating sweet things, then in a 1 month or in a 2 months, you will be here and you will be diabetic. So you need to be careful. You need to reduce eating sweet things and some other diets. But for this patient, they can say, okay, your situation is pretty stable. You don't have any problem. You can eat as much as sweet as you want. And there won't be any problem for you, at least in the next few months. Here, doctors, they can predict and they can forecast based on the data that they have.